All right, welcome back. We're going to take a look at just two games, just the local games here. Browns got their fourth straight win in the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Question for you guys. I guess we want to take a quick overview of the season. At the beginning of the season, I picked the Browns to go 6-10, so they pretty much finished where I thought they would. They were 5-11. We talked about this a little bit last week. Does Mangini keep his job with the success he had down the stretch?
No, I don't think so. I think you got to look at the whole body of work. I think the questions you got to ask is why didn't he start Jerome Harrison earlier? The way he handled the quarterback situation, and you know he didn't get along. He didn't get along with some of the players very well. But I think overall, I wouldn't keep him because I don't foresee the Browns winning the Super Bowl with him as the coach. I think they could maybe be competitive, but as far as long term winning the championship, I don't see him as being the coach.
My question is deeper than that because you guys know when they announced Eric Mangini, I was like, oh hell no. I didn't think he showed anything in New York. When he did win, he won with Herm Edwards' players. So he didn't show anything in New York that will reflect a promising career as a head coach. So why he got here is questionable to me.
Yeah.
And he just proved me right.
That's what I said too, man. I thought he was a mediocre coach. I never thought he would be more than 8, 9, 7. So I guess we all agree that he should be gone.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to get good free agents with him still as a coach as well.
Okay. Well, what direction do you think this team should go coming into the draft this year?
I think they need to get somebody that runs a 4-3 offense and get some
4-3 offense.
Yeah, I mean they need some more linebackers. They definitely need some linebackers. That should be the main thing, focusing on defense.
Well, I have to say, with y'all signing Matt Roth like late in the season, I think that kind of helped y'all's linebacking core. But yeah, y'all do need a lot more help in the linebacker area.
I still think the main problem is up top, and I think getting home can solve a lot of that. So that was my biggest thing. It's always been my biggest thing with them. I think they start changing things up top. I think everything else will follow.
I think they need an offensive identity as well. It's like they started to establish we're going to run identity, but you got to do a little bit more than that. I think in all 5 wins this season, the quarterback didn't throw for more than 130 yards.
So you're saying they need to get a quarterback in the draft?
Well, they need to mix it up a little bit. I mean, I don't think they need to get a quarterback in the draft because we see how well that's gone over the last 10 years.
All right. Well, after looking at the season, what things you think they can build on? What was successful?
With Jerome Harrison is
Yeah,
number one.
Jerome Harrison.
That's number one, and
I think James Davis might have some promise. Remember, he got hurt, so if he can come back healthy, he might be a.
So you'd allow Harrison, even though he had good games the last 4 weeks, but they're all against bad teams.
Well, it's not necessarily just the fact that he had these good games. It's just the fact it's not really, it ain't really nothing too strong coming out in the draft as far as running backs. Like any surefire running back. So I figure you might as well just take a chance and just go and see if he can keep on doing what he's doing. And I think Massaquoi could be a decent receiver as long as you got another good receiver on the other side of the field. And they got a good offensive line on the left side. I think Alex Mack keeps getting better. You got Eric Steinbach and Joe Thomas making his 3rd consecutive Pro Bowl appearance. So you got a few pieces to work with, but the defense definitely needs some help.
All right. Who needs to go on this team? Who needs to get out of town?
Eric Mangini.
I mean, that's obvious. Besides Mangini, that's what players.
I really don't know. I lightly want to say Derek Anderson because the way
you need to get rid of one of them.
because the way he's been playing and to have a 2 passer rating, that's unacceptable.
2
I'm
passes
sorry.
in the
I'm sorry.
In the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter, he disappears. It's like whenever he's needed and whenever a play is needed, DA disappears. I mean, we saw it in the 10-6 season when they needed that Cincinnati game to clinch a playoff spot, and they couldn't pull it out. DA might have to go.
I say get rid of
Pains
both
me
of
to
them.
say.
Is it because of the initials DA? He has a problem?
Man, he's hurt. He's hurt. He's sullying the reputation of the name Dare. Let's just say that.
All right, now we're going to talk about the Steelers a little bit. They finished winning 3 in a row, but this was definitely a huge disappointment. One of the few teams.
Merry Christmas, Blitzburg.
One of the few teams that win the Super Bowl one year, not make the playoffs next year. I don't know how many teams that has happened to, but it has happened a lot. So, what direction do you think they should go in the draft this year?
In the offensive line.
Yeah, big time.
To run the football more?
Yeah, so they can be more effective running the ball. I mean, Rashard Mendenhall, he had a good year. I mean, he did better than I thought he would do, but they still need to. They when it came to crunch time, they didn't trust the run game. And they passed way too much. So they definitely need some bruising offensive linemen.
Yeah, they need some offensive linemen that will just knock the snot out of people. And if Ben Roethlisberger doesn't like that, they might have to get rid of him too.
Yeah, because it wasn't old school Pittsburgh Steeler like running down your throat and then pass it when they need to. It was just atrocious. And then even the pass protection wasn't even all that. And it's like Roethlisberger is one of the best quarterbacks at extending the play, but sometimes that was a disadvantage too. So,
I mean, is he going to be able to do that when he's 30? Probably not. So they can't rely on that like year in year after year. I mean, remember the Stoots had a lot of concussions, a lot of injuries. And, his durability will.
So everybody agrees they should probably take an offensive lineman in the draft.
yeah.
We'll trade down and get a bunch of them, or a couple of them.
All right, what can they build on? What was successful this year?
Because they always school linebackers. Have to worry about that. They got some weapons to receiver. I mean, they got Mike Wallace, that rookie.
I think they need more depth for that secondary because Palomalo went down. That whole defense fell apart.
Yeah.
They definitely need more depth there.
They could use another running back too to help out Mendenhall because Willie Parker looked like he's done.
All right, who needs to go?
Willie
Parker. Who needs to go? Who needs to go on this team?
Bruce Arians.
Who's Arians?
Yeah.
Why?
Their offense just.
You don't get rid of a guy. You
You
don't get rid of a guy that gets for one mediocre offensive year after he had success in the past.
That dude sucks.
There's a lot of Steelers fans don't like him for some reason. I don't
They
know.
didn't like him when he their offensive coordinator.
Their offense isn't. I ain't gonna say it's great, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as the Browns, but
It's still the top half in the NFL, I think.
Well, let's make a trade. Let's trade him Brian Daboll and we take Bruce Arians. Would y'all take that deal?
I probably have to say maybe the
I take Mike
special
Brown
teams coach.
over Bruce Dable.
Yeah, special teams.
That was their special teams was
Special
terrible.
teams was
They're the
pretty
worst kickoff coverage in the NFL.
bad. All right. Well, we did a little bit of Browns Steelers talk. Of course, the Steelers beat the Dolphins. We didn't even mention that they beat the Dolphins. Actually, that might have been the most exciting game of the day because it came down to the fourth quarter. They knocked out Chad Henney, they knocked out Pat White. And then
Tyler Thigpen threw.
Yeah, Thigpen came in, almost brought him back, and then he threw an interception right as they were driving in. So that was, and then they screwed me all up and kicked the field at the end. I Pittsburgh by 3, messed me all up. But anyway, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about a couple other things. For instance, the Patriots. We're gonna do a little playoff preview. I guess we'll push that down until we get to the playoff preview. Right now, we're going to go to another big scoreboard. We're going to show you now the power rankings after all the bonuses have been tallied up. We're going to show where everybody stands now. After your round wins have been tallied up, division wins, there'll be some changes in the top 10.